How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Salvage Auto Rebuilds, where today, as you can see, our Lexus IS 300 has been painted. And I also put the clear coat on it. So we did the base coat on the last episode already. And over the weekend, I managed to get all of the clear coat sprayed on this thing. And I actually moved it over here and took the old wheels off because we've got some color-coded calipers as well now that I'm going to be putting back on this car, and I think those are going to look absolutely amazing with our wheels that we chose for the car. So yeah, a lot of excitement for this one today, guys. Hopefully this thing is going to be buttoned up and put together. So yeah, we've got a couple of other projects still going on out there, but we'll get to that in just a bit. So let me show you what else I've been doing over the weekend. So over here we have got Phantom's cab for his truck, also painted up and also clear coated, and so are all of the other parts over here, guys. The tailgate, the fenders and the hood, all ready to rock and roll. So we're going to be installing this on his truck today. But first, before we do that, we've got a couple of other things to take care of, which I'll show you guys in a second. So we've got some brand new wheels as well for the truck, so these are going to be going on the truck. And then we've got a fifth one for a spare tire. And our buddy Holger also sent us the bed, which we still need to paint. So yeah, that is pretty much what's going on with the paint work for the truck. So let me show you guys what's going on with the suspension side of things. So in the last episode, I noticed a little bit of deformation on the frame rails over here, and I decided that we're just going to go ahead and replace both of them. So I did order these and they did come over the weekend. So we're going to try and see if we can get these installed. So for that reason, I've put the truck up on some jack stands, and hopefully that'll just keep this thing sort of upright so that it doesn't, become sort of impossible to install the frame rails, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we've got a bunch of other bits and pieces here we are also going to be using on the truck. So I decided we're going to try and see what this push bar bumper looks like. So this is the very same one that I had on my truck originally, but as you can see, it's been chrome plated now, so hopefully it's going to look pretty good. So I'm quite hopeful. Alright, so yeah, over there we've got all of the Lexus parts. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on here, guys. And then over there we've got the rat style coronet, which I'm not done yet with this car. We still got to do a couple of things. Get a couple of parts installed, like the dashboard, and I really wanted to see if I can also get a headliner, because that might sort out this gap that we've got over there above the window, and also the rear glass and stuff. It's going to finish it off nicely. So we're still waiting for a bunch of stuff for this car, and yeah, I'm not too sure exactly what I'm going to do with this thing, guys, once it's done, but I'll decide. Now, there's another thing I need to address here quickly, guys, and that is the 1968 Dodge Charger, which, as you can see, it's got a little bit of updates. Let's just call it that. Yeah, updates. And that seemed to have ruined the quarter panels and also the fender. So this is something we're going to have to try and figure out and sort out on the car. So for now, I just put this thing outside because, yeah, I think I've got to build a little bit of courage to tackle that thing next, guys. But yeah, for now we've got a couple of things to carry on with. So we're going to start by trying to strip the old frame rails off of Phantom's truck here, which hopefully it's not going to be a big issue. So I think we need to take the steering link off first of all, because that is something that's linked between the two at the end of the day, if you know what I mean. And then we have to take the steering box off. Alright, so we'll just take that off because that's going to come off with the frame rail, and then the leaf springs need to come off. So let's just go ahead and undo all of these. Alright, so that is off again, and now we are going to try and see if we can get our shock absorber off here as well. Alright, so yeah, I think we're gonna just do one side at a time, and yeah, there's a lot of bolts we're gonna have to undo here. Alright, let's see if we can get some of them from the top here. See this one and that one over there. Alright, so there's our inner fender for the left hand side. Still looks pretty good. All right, and this we're gonna just move it aside. Okay, and now what we need to do is just follow the trail of bolts under here, and everything that is bolted to the frame rail needs to be unbolted. All right, so I think that is it, and then we'll carry on over here. Just get all of these loosened up. All right, back here is going to be the same situation. We've got to take off the leaf spring and shock absorber and all of the bits and pieces connected up to it. So let's start with our leaf spring. There we go. All right, that is off. And now the shock absorber. All right, can we grab that? Yeah, there we go. All right, the rear bumper needs to come off, and I've got a feeling this bumper is, yeah, you can see there's a lot of damage on it still, so I don't think this thing is going to go back on. It's probably a little bit too far gone, so we'll just check that out a little bit better. All right, so back here we've got our, yeah, well, there we go, bolts on that last frame piece, and that is our one very slightly damaged frame rail. And yeah, I just think it's better we replace these, because I do not want to send the truck out like this and have those issues, you know. So we're just gonna have to bite the bullet and replace both of these. So let's go ahead and pop this one back on. All right, yeah, nice and easy. All right, and now we can start securing it into place. And now might as well do all of these things. Put our shock back on. All right, upper bolt first, and then we'll do this one, and we can do our leaf spring. Alrighty, yeah. All right, so that looks good. Okay, do we get everything under here? Yeah, I think we are golden. All right, let's get our front left panel up over there. Okay, let's get this bolted down again. All right, looking good. Only 2 million bolts to go, guys. There's a crap ton of bolts on these frames. And I did notice this truck is missing a front drive shaft. I'm not too sure if that is done intentionally, because that is the way you can make this truck a rear-wheel drive. So I don't know if Phantom did it, you know, removed it, or if it's just something that maybe never was installed when he rebuilt the truck firstly. So I've got no idea. So I will just check with him. If he wants us to put the front drive shaft back, we can go ahead and do that as well for him. All right, well, we are moving over to this side, this frame rail, and starting at the back here. Let's just take the relevant parts off once again. All right, there's our shock absorber. All right, let's hunker down again. We got to get to all of these bolts. All right, well, okay, I think before I continue, let's quickly do this inner fender, which we're gonna get. I already loosened that bolt for the cable. All right, so this thing should be able to come off now. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we'll just set that down over there. All right, and now I think we can go ahead and strip these off. All right, shock absorber over there. And then we'll do our leaf spring once again. All right, just put that down over there. And now if we loosen these, I think there are still 2 bolts over here. And now the frame rail is still bolted down over here. Okay, wait a second. There's still a bolt over there. Okay, is that it? Yep, that is it. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and replace this. Yep, another bad one. Yeah, that thing definitely looks kind of out of whack, so it's just better for us to replace both of them. Alright, now we got to get this frame rail over here. Right over there, and we're gonna start bolting it down again. Yeah, this is a whole lot of work, whole lot of bolts. Just gotta make sure we get everything zipped down. Did I even do this one on this side? Let me just see. Make sure of this one. Yeah, those are all good. Alright. Oh, let's just follow the path here of bolts. Alrighty, and these ones. There we are. Alright, back here, we've got 2 over there. Alright, well, I think we are good to start putting these things back in. Alright, let's just get under here again. Alright, and at the top, we'll just zip that down over there again. Alright, where's our leaf spring? Let's get our leaf spring back onto here. And just make sure we bolt down everything. Alright, that is looking good so far. Alright, yeah, I still wanted to double check on myself here. Yeah, we've got everything. Okay, that looks good. Let's do the front over here. Let's get this shock absorber back in. Alright, all the way over there. Okay, leaf spring. Let's do the leaf spring again. Alright, I think that is most of the stuff done. Now we can quickly get our inner fender back on. Alright, let's just see if we can get to these. There we are. Okay, and then let's not forget our ground cable. Alright, so yeah, all the other cables are still nice and tight, so we didn't touch those. Alright, let's get this steering box back onto there. Okay, so there we go. And our steering link. Alright, happy days. That is looking pretty nifty. Okay, so that is job done. Frame rails replaced. I've still got to do this. Alright, let's just get this back on. But yeah, frame rails are replaced, guys. Now that was definitely a little bit of work, but definitely worth it in the end. Because I think the results are just going to show that this thing has been properly rebuilt now. And we're not going to have any funny business going on over here. So yeah, did we get all of those? Yeah, we did. Alright. Yeah, looking pretty nifty. I think I've got all of the bolts. If you guys did maybe see me miss any bolts, just let me know down in the comment section. But I think I went through these quite thoroughly and we should be golden. Just check up on those. Yeah, those are good. Good. Everything looks good. Alright, so I think what we're going to do next is we are going to see if we can get the cab back onto this thing. So I've already got the glass installed. The front window, the rear window, and also the door glass and everything is already in. Just going to save us a little bit of time getting everything put together here. Because I think the interior can also go in now. So let's hunker down here. We're going to just zip these up. Alrighty. And then we'll go around this side and just zip these 2 up. Alright. And just like that, the cab is now back in its place and looking pretty nifty. Alright. I still need to polish everything, but I figured since we are going to be painting the bed, there's no use in doing that beforehand. So we'll just, you know, roll with it as it is. And polish the thing once everything is put together. Right, so here's our rear view mirror to secure our headliner. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a jump getting into this truck now because it's lifted and it's actually a little bit better that way. Seeing as we are putting some off-road tires on, but I think we might need some spacers to get the truck looking a little bit meaner, like our truck. Looks a little bit meaner with its wheel spaces. Alright, now these bench seats, they are usually a little bit finicky to get back in. But alright, there we go. Not too difficult today. Alrighty. Let's go around this side and let's get this one bolted down over here. And there we go. Alright, I think those are all the bolts. Alright, great stuff. So now we can probably start with the rest of the interior panels. This is for the driver's side if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go. Alright, yeah, that looks pretty nifty. I like the green on the orange. It's definitely a good combination. It's almost as if it's, you know, looks very natural. Alright, and let's grab our gear stick. Alright, gear stick can go back in there. Alright, and then we will do our dashboard next. Yeah, let's grab the dashboard. I think since we've got the wrench in hand, let's maybe do these wipers quickly and just get them back into place. And also the steering column still needs to go in. Alright, let's do this first then. Alrighty, let's go this way. Put that over there and zip it down. Alright, looking pretty nifty. Let's quickly do the steering column. And I think once this is installed, this truck should be mobile again. Alright, come on, let's just bolt it down. Alright, there's one more bolt back there. Okay, we've got it. Alright, and then we also need this to be tightened down. And let's just set our handbrake. Alright, pretty nifty. Okay, so now I wanted to get this dashboard in first of all. Alright, let's see if we can manage this. Just get it in there. Alright, grab ourselves the screwdriver and now just zip the dashboard down. Just 2 screws over there and this thing is nice and secure. Alright, yeah, definitely getting there. I wonder, yeah, why not? Let's do this. I mean, these are the door mirrors. They can actually go on. We could always still polish around these, so yeah, might as well put them on. Alright, last screw, there we go. Alright, there's this one for this side. Alrighty, let's just zip it up again. Alright, last screw is always a bit tricky, but there we go. We've got that all sorted. Alright, so taillights. Yeah, these aren't going to go on just yet because our bed still needs to be painted. So it's just going to have to stick around for now. Alright, and I'm not too sure about this bumper. Let's just see if it wants to go back on. I think this thing might be a little bit too banged up to go back on now. Yeah, you see our frame rails. Yep. It doesn't want to go back on. So our frame rails have been replaced and now this doesn't want to go back on. So I'm thinking we'll just get a brand new bumper and just sort it out that way. Alright, speaking of which, let's see how this thing's going to look at the front of this truck now. Just got to get it lined up over there with those holes and then we will bolt it down. Alright, looking pretty nifty. Okay, so now we can get the rest of the bodywork put together. So let's bring our fender, front lift. Yeah, looks like we did a proper job in painting this thing. Alright, let's just get this thing bolted down. Alright, only 3 bolts on each fender. That is perfect. Alright, let's grab our other one. Alrighty, and pop this onto here. And that is it, guys. So, we just got to grab the hood still, but I'm thinking, I just wanted to figure this out real quick. So, we could actually mount a couple more spotlights to this bumper guard, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but I think let's just do the 2 on the sides and see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. Let's just get our hood on as well, and we can get ourselves a better idea of what it will actually look like. Alright. Let's pop it onto there. Alright, well, I think that looks pretty good. And now I should be able to get these jack stands out without jacking the truck up really, but I think let's just play it safe. Don't want to end up damaging something. Alright, we'll just lift it a tiny bit. Let's get this one out first of all. And I'll grab this one as well. Alright, and that is the rear end now sitting on its own wheels. Alright, and the front is also lifted ever so slightly. Alright, I hope we got it. Yep, we've got it. Alright, let's get these off as well. You just set that down over there. Let's do this one. And set that down over there. Alright, now we can lower this thing back down. And I think we can also put the battery back in. And hopefully this thing still fires up now when we turn the key, guys. Because then we can move this thing over to the lift in order to get the wheels mounted. So yeah, I didn't buy spacers yet. I wonder what size spacers we should get. I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't I put 100 millimeters on my truck? I think we've got 100 more spaces on our personal truck here, guys. Let's just see. Yeah, those are quite wide. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we'll maybe get a set of 100 millimeter spaces. And that way these wheels are going to fit a whole lot better. Alright, and we still got our tailgate in here. Let's just remove this. Alright, put this right out here, should be fine. Okay, and this needs to go into the paint booth because it needs to be painted orange. Alright, put that down over there. So yeah, I was thinking these wheels are gonna need spaces, but I didn't get any, so we'll get some spaces. But I think for now we can actually move the truck that side. So let's see if she fires up. I don't see any reason why it won't. Unless if all of the gas leaked out somehow. Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, it's still got a half a tank, so I think we are golden. Yep, brakes are good. Alright. Well, we got ourselves a open frame truck. Alright, let's get this thing backed up into here. Nice and steady. I think that should actually do. You can still open the door. Alright, we might have to push it a little bit further back. Just to get it lined up for the lift arms. Alright, that should do. We can actually extend these. So let's do it like this. And see if we can get this thing lifted up a tiny bit so that we can get those wheels mounted. And just see exactly what the situation is with the lifted wheels, or well, not really lifted wheels, but the off-road wheels, and see if they are going to need spaces. So let's take one off, maybe at the front. Yeah, we can tell a little bit at the front because we don't have the bed at the back yet. Alright, so I will be sending these wheels back with Phantom because I don't really have a use for them at the moment, so no use keeping them around. Alright, so there we go. Let's just check this out. We'll just tighten up 3 bolts for now. Yeah, wheel spaces are definitely required. That's yeah, is it just me or are those wheels actually a little too small? I don't know, you guys let me know down in the comment section if we should rather return these and get a bigger set of wheels and tires as well. I mean, they are a little bit bigger than the ones that we took off the truck, but once again, these are for the stock suspension. I don't know, it's a bit of a catch-22 situation for me here, but we could always return these wheels and get a set of bigger ones. I don't know. Or, yeah, whatever. Give me some suggestions down below in the comment section, guys. What do you think about the wheels? Should we rather get something slightly bigger, or should we just put the truck back to stock right height? Because then I think these wheels will actually look pretty mean, pretty killer. So yeah, let me know about that. But alright, since we are that far with the truck and we still got a whole lot of work to do on the Lexus, well, I think we should probably paint this bed first. Yeah, I think let's do this. I did go ahead and get some more paint. So we still got this one left. And then this is the new one. So Lewis did mix it for me again. So hopefully it's going to be a match. Otherwise we're going to have a little bit of a problem here. Okay, so let's use the old paint first. Alright, come on, let's just get it in there. Okay, looking good. Right, I think our spray paint compressor should switch on if we need more pressure. Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Alright, well, let me get cracking at painting this whole bed up, guys. I'm gonna cue some music. So I'll bring you guys back up to speed once this thing is fully painted. Alrighty guys, so there we go. I think that is as good as I'm going to get it now. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to reach over there on those, you know, nooks and crannies, let's call it that. So I was actually wondering now another thing. Maybe we should do the same thing that we did with our personal truck's bed. And maybe redo all of this in matte black. I think that'll look also a little bit better, and we might even be able to get it painted a little bit better if it's taken apart, you know, cut the whole box into pieces and just do it that way. So yeah, I don't know, I'm up for your comments, your suggestions. What do you guys think? Should we go with the matte black on the inside, or should I try and sort this out and make this thing look all nice and spiffy up in orange? So yeah, looking forward to hear what you guys think. We still got a little bit of paint in here. I'm not sure how much is left exactly. It should be very close to... Yeah, okay. I always do it. So once I I think the paint's going to run out, I start, you know, more or less timing myself, and then I know, okay, well, this is almost finished. So yeah, that is completely finished, and I think we made it. I don't know if we might have to buy another one. We'll see. We can always do that if it's needed. But alright guys, I think that is now job done on Phantom's truck for now. We managed to do quite a lot, and the truck is up and running. I should actually just bring these a little bit closer, because once I get the spaces, these might look a little bit better, or well, depending on what you guys say. We can always just return them as well. Alright, let's go ahead and check this out. Well, come to think of it, I don't really have to return these. I could actually put these on my own truck if we don't end up using them. So you guys let me know what you think. Should I put these on my own truck and get a different set of wheels for Phantom's truck over here? So yeah, looking forward to hear what you guys think about that. And then right now, I think we are ready to start working on the Lexus, finally. So I'm actually a little bit excited to see what the brake calipers behind these rims are going to look like. So let's see if we can get that mounted. Alright, yeah, look at that guys. That is looking super nice. Alright, let's get our first wheel on here. Get ourselves a proper idea of what it will look like. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Now that looks absolutely epic. Just that little bit of touch of red on the calipers, and it makes the world's difference. So yeah, big shout out to, I believe it was Laszlo, my friend Laszlo, who made the suggestion of painting the calipers red. So yeah, shout out to you, bud. If it wasn't you, it was probably somebody else. So whoever it was, shout out to them. Yeah, look at that. That is our Lexus IS 300 looking a whole lot better. Alright, let's go this way. Okay, let's get this wheel on here as well. Yeah, hopefully these don't have to come off again. So I'm just going to tighten all 5 of the bolts. Because I checked, we don't need spaces. I don't want to have the wheel stick out further than that. That is actually perfect fitment. Alright, and let's do this. Alright, and the last wheel can go on. And then I think this thing is ready to be pushed a little bit closer to all the parts. Otherwise, I'm going to end up walking up and down 3 million times, you know. So I'm going to try and see if I can at least sort that out. But let's go ahead and put this thing down. Yeah, look at that. That is so close to perfection. It's almost scary, guys. Alright, let's get this thing pushed forward a little bit and see if I can get it closer to the parts all the way over there. Alrighty, so the car is closer, at least. It's not entirely close, but it's close enough. Alright, so I actually forgot to order the new trunk carpet, which actually covers the spare tire over there. So that's just going to have to wait for the next time. But you'll probably just order it and stick it in, or stick it into the trunk when we send this thing over to auction. Alright, let's get this thing a little bit closer, because we might need some tools. I don't know exactly what I'm going to need. I can't recall now. It's been a hot minute since we last did this. Let's start with the dashboard today. Yeah, I think let's get the dashboard in, and I believe those are screws. Yep, indeed it is. Alright, so that is our dashboard into place. Let's just get it zipped down, and yeah, the car's gonna freaking move around the whole time, you know. I should actually put the tunnel center console thingy in. Alright, how does this secure now? I can't recall. Yeah, I can't really remember now how that thing bolts down. I think it actually snaps in. Is that the way it works? Might actually be. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to work yet. So I don't know. Maybe there's something else cooking with it. Alright, let's get our rear glass in. Should probably just close the trunk and make sure this thing is seating properly. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I think we are golden. Alright, let's do trunk interior trims. You can just open the trunk again. Alright, so those have got massive bolts over here, which is a little bit overkill, but yeah, it works. There we go. Alright, so that is the trunk then sorted. Don't think there's anything else. Let's do this parcel shelf. Alright, that goes onto there. Let's grab our back seat, put that into there, and I believe that actually just, yeah, that just pops into place. Quite simple actually. Right, as for the glass, rear right, this needs to go in first, probably, I don't know. We'll just do it this way, and we're going to need our screwdriver for the door panels as well, so we might as well hang on to this. Alright, rear left glass. Alright, front left glass, there we go. And this is the other one for the passenger side front door. Yeah, and just like that, this car is almost put together completely, guys. It's really quick to do all of this, you know. I didn't think this was going to be as fast. Alright, let's get our seat over there. Oh yeah, of course, that is our seat for the driver side or passenger side in this case. I think this car was originally designed to be right-hand drive, so there we go. I think we might actually have the wrong seats in this car. Let me tell you guys why I think that. So, see the safety belt buckle is on this side. So that thing is the wrong way around. That is quite strange. And our freaking handbrake still doesn't work. I think there might be something I need to figure out off camera. But okay. Are there any more seat bolts over here? There should be. It might be a little bit tricky. Might be under the carpet now. Alright, so that is our one seat put in, and this one is going to go on the other side, but I guess it's going to be the wrong way around as well, because, yeah, the safety belt clip is on this side. Okay, well, it's just what happens when you get a, you know, car from Japan import, and the seats have been changed or swapped locally. Alrighty, let's see if we can get to these other bolts under here. Yeah, it's a little bit finicky, but we've got those. Alright, so the only things that need to go on are the accessories and also the door panels. Let's do the door panels first. Alright, front right. Let's see if this one goes on. Also got to make sure this thing sits right. It looks good. Otherwise, brand new interior it's going to be for this car. Alright, let's get our driver's side door card on over here. There we go. Rear right. Let's get this one onto there. Yeah, I actually like the brown interior with the yellow paint. It kind of works. Not terrible. Alright, there we go. That one just went on. No problems. Alright, so last couple of things. I think the headlights are still all the way over here. Yeah, alright, well, let's just grab these real quick. So this is our grille. Alright, I think that actually just, yeah, that just clips in. Okay, but the headlights, I think these have got screws on them. Let's just make sure of this. Yeah, there we go. Right. Screw that down. Okay, this is our fog light for the front right. There we go. That is in. Alright, let's do the driver's side fog light. And there it is. Perfect. And then last but not least, this headlight can go in from this table. Now I think we would have sorted out all of the front end stuff over here. Yeah, well, look at that. That looks pretty nifty, guys. This thing is sitting nice and pretty. Alright, so I did notice we are missing some bulbs on this one. What is this thing called even? It's like a trunk fog light, I guess. Do we have got any bulbs left laying around? I don't think so. Yeah, there's no bulbs left because I used the last two on the pickup truck, on the taillight of the pickup truck and the blinkers, so that's okay. We can always just mount these for now. And I will see if I can get some bulbs. Alright, let's see if this works. Just pop it in like that, and that's got a screw over there. Alright, well, this thing is pretty much done. Not going to be worried about a couple of light bulbs that are missing. You know, that's something we can at least sort out. Okay, so there should be another screw on this side as well for this daylight. It's probably just a little bit buried under here. There it is. Okay, perfect. Alright, I was going to delete these badges, but I don't know. Let's see if they look okay. If they look okay, we will put them back. Let's grab this one. That's the center badge, which is, yeah, that's a little bit bent. Alright, this is going to come off. Alright, we'll just rather remove it and not have it on the car. Alright, so let's just chuck this far away from the car. Alrighty. And now, last but not least, these two trunk taillight fog lights. One goes into there, and then this one goes into this side. And yeah, there we go. That is it, guys. We've got this whole thing put together. So the only thing that I want to do still to this car is just a couple of light bulbs, and there was something else that I wanted to check, the seats. I wanted to see if we can get the right seats for it. So hopefully that's something I can sort out and figure out, guys. It's gonna be a matter of just swapping out the two front seats then. And what else was there now? I'll probably see it once I edit the video what it was. But yeah, this thing looks pretty nifty, and I actually like the color. I like the red calipers, the wheels. Everything actually turned out just magnificent on this car. Alright, so what I think we're going to try now is see if this bodywork is going to brighten up with a little bit of polishing. So I think let's go ahead and do this real quick and see if we can get this thing looking as good as it can. And then I'll bring you guys back up to speed once this is all done. And I think we are pretty much happy with the car. Alrighty folks, there we go. So as I was polishing the car, I found a couple of spots here and there which we missed some clear coat, which is a common thing to happen. Yeah, so you can see over there, there's a little bit missing over there, and also here on this quarter panel roundabout over there, so I missed a tiny bit, but that's fine. We can always touch it up and just polish it again. No need to strip the whole car apart for a little bit of clear coat. We can just get it sprayed afterwards and just polish it up again, and then you'll never know that we missed that. So yeah, furthermore, I can't see any issues. The roof looks good, everything looks good. The hood, the trunk, bumpers look pretty good. So nice and shiny everywhere. So yeah, I'm actually happy how this thing turned out. So I think the only thing left to do is to see if this car actually still runs and drives, and if we did everything right. This thing should still be golden. Let's just check our fluids real quick. Okay, radiator fluid seems to be a bit low. Engine oil, let's just check the engine oil. Engine oil is fine, that's safe, and we're not going to be running it for too long if it actually does fire up. So let's check this out. Where's the ignition? It's right over there. Right on the money, guys. Alright. Just gotta figure out what's going on with the handbrake. I think that was the other thing that I wanted to check out. Yeah, well, I don't think there's any problems with this car, guys. Everything feels good. Everything looks good. Wait a minute. No, we've lost pressure on the brakes. Come on, let's just start it up again. Yep, absolutely no brakes. What in the heck is going on here? Alright, wait a minute. Why are we losing brake fluid? Did I forget to tighten up one of the hoses, maybe? That could very well be it, guys. Alright, well, let me just check these real quick. Alright, that one is tight. That is tight. Don't tell me I forgot to tighten it up on the master cylinder again when I took the freaking main brake line off. Alright, so let's just see. Oh, that is all tight. Yeah, everything is tight under here. Did this thing come loose again? No, that is tight. Alright, well, what the heck? I've got no idea why this thing doesn't have brakes then. Alright, well, I guess that's something for me to figure out off camera, guys. See why this car doesn't have any brakes. So, yeah, I think that is quite a bit of stuff done for today, guys. We've managed to do quite a lot of things. And I'm quite certain whoever is going to buy this car is going to be happy with it. I just need to figure out a couple of nitty-gritty stuff on it, and then this thing is going to be sent down the road. Phantom Struck, it's getting there. Definitely not too far, and then that thing will be sorted. So I'm guessing probably in the next episode we are going to continue work on the truck, getting the bed sorted and put together, and just button this truck up. We'll also get the trims and everything, and hopefully I will know what wheels are going on this thing, guys. So that'll be epic. And then we can get this thing out of the shop as well. So next project for us would probably be the charger over there, and also sorting out the coronet once we get all of the parts that we are still missing on this thing. So yeah, I think that is going to be where I wrap up today's episode. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Really appreciate every view, every like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I will appreciate it very much. And then I will see you all in the next one. So cheerio for now.